Moving ahead with the next question, that is product decision areas. When a manufacturer plans to do any kind of a manufacturing, first question it comes from the 4 P's. If you remember, just now we did, okay, what are the 4 P's, 4 variables or 4 elements? It is product, price, place and promotion. The first decision comes with regards to the product. Now when a manufacturer plans to start production activity, okay, what he has to actually, what decision he has to capture, or what area he has to cover when it comes to product decision. First comes is the product, what exactly the product has to be. Okay, after deciding on the product, whether he will go for the branding or not. We all know what is branding. Branding is the name, symbol, logo which is given to the product, okay, and so that it becomes easy for the customer to identify among the competitors' product. Okay, next is the number of product, whether I want to introduce only one product or I want to introduce multiple product. Like for example, when you talk about Nike, okay, Nike introduced the sportswear shoes. Slowly, steadily, what happened? They went on extending the product. The product line became vast. Okay. Next, after branding decision, after number of product, then the manufacturer decides on the product size, shape, color, in how much sachet. Like for example, if it is an eatable item, whether in what packing he wants to give. Then he has to decide on packaging, what information he wants to give on packaging, labeling, how much in-depth details is required in the labeling part. Next comes is the quality, what quality he expect or he wants to offer to the customer. Whether when the customer, nowadays if you see, initially company were not really keen on providing very much quality goods, reason being that customer was not ready to pay at that time. Today also there are few customers who are not ready to pay for the quality goods, but today I'll say at least 30 to 35% population, okay, are ready for spending extra money for getting the quality products. Okay, the next comes the allied services. What do you mean by allied services? That not only I am offering the product, but along with the product certain extra services, like we will call it as after sales services. For example, when you buy any electronic item, they provide you free demonstration, installation. Okay, so these are known as after sales services. And when you purchase a car, some 3 services are given for free. So these are known as allied services which the manufacturer plans to offer to the customer in order to attract and retain the customers. Next is product warranty. Now what do you mean by warranty? There were 2 concepts earlier, that is guarantee and warranty. In guarantee, usually it is a money back policy. If the product doesn't meet the desired level of the desired level, then, or if the product comes out to be defective, then the customer has full right to recover the money from the seller. Okay. But now the concept has changed. From guarantee it has come to warranty. Now what is warranty? Either the product will be repaired and given it back to you, or either the new product will be exchanged if the condition of the product is really poor. Then they will exchange the product, but no more money back policy has been adopted by any of the, unless and until it is online businesses, traditional format is giving only warranties. So these are the product decision areas, okay, which usually manufacturer keeps in mind when he has to decide on the product. Okay, next is product line and product mix. These are the question, okay, which might come for short note. Okay, it is also important to understand what is product line and product mix. Product line is nothing but an extension of the products which is related to each other. Like for example, I start with offering I start a manufacturing of soap. Simultaneously I included detergent powder, slowly I included detergent liquid, then I included toilet washeries like phenyl or something like that. So every item which I am going on introducing or adding up to my profile, that is a related product. Okay, so these is known as product line. Whereas when you talk about product mix, what is product mix? Product mix is the number of product line which a company is offering. Like for example, when you talk about Reliance and Tata, they are having a full-fledged of product mix. Like Tata is into steel, consultancy, hospital, coffee shop like Tata Global Beverages and all. Then you talk about Tata Aviation, Tata is into automobile, you name, and it is everywhere. So this is known as product mix. Number of product line clubbed together comes to a product mix. Now when you talk about Reliance also has the same thing. Okay, when you talk about Hindustan Unilever, okay, although they fall in product line, they have an extension of big extension of product line. They offer in one soap category, they have so many different soaps that they offer. Okay, then they go to shampoos, then they go to various toiletry products. So this is product line, whereas product mix is a combination or all product line clubbed together that a company has to offer. Okay, next we see is next question. Now moving ahead, the important question, okay, next comes is packaging. What do you mean by packaging? Can you tell me the difference between packing and packaging? There are two concepts. We are under the influence that packing means single wrapping and packaging means a big wrapping. That is extremely wrong. Packaging means a single product wrapping. Like for example, you see Maggie, you see Cadbury. Okay, the individual product packing is the individual product cover is known as packaging, whereas the big cartons, many products put together in the cartons or gunny bags and all that, that is known as packing. Okay, so now when you talk about packaging, okay, a manufacturer has to keep special attention on the packaging criteria. Why? Reason, there are certain importance to it. First thing is it has to be appealing to the customer. The important point a manufacturer has to keep in mind is the packaging which is offered needs to appeal to the customer. Why? For example, when you go outside, okay, when you go to Big Bazaar, DMart or something, if you are not aware of the product, but the packaging act as a silent salesman. Okay, so packaging kind of attract the attention of the customer. So packaging has to be such, if the dull colors are used or if the font size is not proper, what happens, it doesn't really appeal to the customer. Second is providing information. Packaging provides various kind of information like manufacturing date, expiry date, where it has been manufactured, who is the manufacturer, if certifications are required then certification details are also mentioned, ingredients are mentioned, processes are mentioned, except toll-free numbers are mentioned. So these all is the information which is provided on packaging depending on what information manufacturer wish to give and what are the legal requirements that information is published on the package. Next importance is it facilitates purchase decision. Like for example, as just now I said, like if I buy any food item, what really influences me is the red and the green dot on the product. Red signifies non-vegetarian, green signifies vegetarian food. Okay, so it really helps me. Just I don't have to go through the entire ingredients. I just see if there is a red mark on it, I just leave it. If it has a green mark, then I buy it. So this is this helps me. This helps the company to sell the product. Just by one small symbol, the selling increases. Or if you talk about a customer, the purchase decision is improved. Next is product differentiation. As I already said, that packaging helps to differentiate product from the competitor's product. Next is changing perception. Now what do you mean by changing perception is because the competition is intensifying, like after globalization, if you see, the competition has gone up to some different level. Okay, now in such a situation, what happens is everybody tries to drag each other, competitors down in order to survive in the market. In such a situation, it is very essential that the customer should be well aware about the brand. Okay, and he should develop a positive image about the particular company's brand. So packaging does help in creating or changing the perception in the mind of the customer. And the last importance is it protects quality. Yes, packaging helps from getting product deteriorated. Not only that, but packaging also helps in what you can say, the adulteration is not possible if the goods are properly packed. Like for example, we can just compare the milk, the loose milk that we get and the Amul milk. Okay, as such, I'm not promoting Amul brand, but yes, because it is packed milk, okay, we can still rely on that. Why? Because adulteration is not possible. But when you see the loose milk, very much adulteration is possible. Okay, so these are the importance of packaging. Next we go to the labeling. What is the label? Label is nothing but a printed information which is affixed to a particular product. Yes, like for example, we all know Maggi agar le lo ya agar koi product hum Metro Big Bazaar se kharidte hain, so you will see that a barcode label has been put or simple labels are put on the packed food, okay, on the package, okay, of the goods, not food only. So what exactly are the ingredients which are mentioned on that, or what exactly information is there mentioned on that label? It is the name of the manufacturer, the product type, when the product got manufactured, place of manufacturing, expiry date, etc. Okay, and how to use the product and so on. So these information are definitely given on packaging also, but if somebody wish to separately give it, okay, then they use this label format. Now again, label is very much important. Why? Because first thing, it gives you information. Every product has a life, shelf life, okay. So it is very essential to understand that when the product was manufactured and when it is going to get expired. So either the consumer has to use it before the expiry date, or if he is unable to use it, then he has to definitely get rid of that product after the expiry date. Next is identification. Identification among the competitors' product, that when the labels are there, it properly mention the company name, the brand, etc. Okay, so it helps to identify which is the competitor's product and which is the customer loyal product. Okay, next is differentiation. Yeah, when we talk about identification, just one more point which is left in identification is that when you buy a product, okay, if the manufacturer details are not given to you, okay, then what happens? And if the product comes out to be a defective one, then it becomes very difficult to trace the manufacturer who has given these faulty products. Okay, so in that situation, labels are really helpful. Why? Because it discloses the manufacturer details. Okay, so it is easy to identify who has manufactured it, when it got manufactured, where it got manufactured, like origin of the product. So every detail is given on the label. Next we go for is the legal protection. Yes, it is a legal what you can say, there is a legal protection which is given to the consumer, okay, making this label compulsory for the company's products. Next, adds to visual appeal. Like for example, you just try to compare a product, okay, which doesn't have much detail, and a product which has a proper label on it. Which one will be more appealing to you? Definitely it will be the product which has the proper labels on it. Why? Because label gives you entire A to Z information which actually is essential for the consumer to know, and consumer will be really happy to pick up that product which has more information as compared to the product which doesn't have much of information. So it basically adds to the visual appeal. And the next is differentiation. As I said that, yeah, it is helpful to differentiate among the competitors' product. Next we go for product life cycle. Very important question from your exam and board point of view. Product life cycle, as we human being have a particular life cycle, similarly every product has a life cycle. ऐसा कोई product नहीं है जो आता है और अमर हो जाता है, ऐसा कोई product नहीं है. Every product comes into existence and they definitely have their own expiry. Like expiry of not only individual product, the entire range of product. Like for example, I'll give you a few examples. Do we see Walkman anymore? No. Do we see pager phone anymore? No. Do we see kickstart scooter anymore? No. Do we see supercomputers anymore? No. So where all this went? Definitely this was a technology once, but what happened? This technology went on upgrading, because of which what has happened, the older version became obsolete and they were being removed from the market. The company was forced to stop the manufacturing of this product. Why? Instead of incurring into losses, it is better to shut down the production of these products. Okay, so the product came into existence. Now every product life cycle, okay, product has a 4 stages. Per product undergoes 4 stages. First, it's the introduction stage. Second, it is the growth stage. Third, it is the maturity stage. And fourth, it is the decline stage. This question is really very important from your exam point of view. Now when we are going to, and again, yes, whenever this question is asked, do not miss on the diagram. Diagram is really important when this question is asked, because few marks are directly allotted to your diagram. Okay, so now when you talk about introduction stage, the first stage is about getting the product getting introduced for the first time in the market, or a new product is getting introduced in the existing market, or the product is getting introduced in the new market. Okay, so these are the scenarios when the product is getting introduced or coming out in the market for the first time. So this is the introduction stage. Slowly what happens is there are few people, like for example जब iPhone 7 launch होता है तो हर कोई जो खरीदने वाला है वो सब खरीद लेते हैं क्या? नहीं. At that time just product introduce होता है, awareness धीरे धीरे बढ़ती है. Company at that time they do mega advertisement of the product, so that lot of awareness is created about the product in the of the product availability in the market to the customers, potential customer rather I'll say. So क्या होता है, इंट्रोड्यूस हो गया, एडवर्टाइजिंग बहुत हो गया, थोड़े पब्लिक ने खरीदा, उन्होंने अपने वर्ड ऑफ माउथ से आगे स्प्रेड किया प्रोडक्ट को, देन द प्रोडक्ट पिक्स अप. ओके, लाइक इट इज़ नॉट ऑलवेज नेसेसरी दैट प्रोडक्ट इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ तो ऊपर जाएगा, ग्रोथ होगा ही होगा. देयर आर प्रोडक्ट्स, आई हैव सीन प्रोडक्ट्स ओके विच आर गेटिंग इंट्रोड्यूस एंड डायरेक्टली डिक्लाइन स्टेज पे जाते हैं. दैट वाई? बिकॉज प्रोडक्ट इज नॉट एक्सेप्टेड बाय एनीबडी. ओके, सो then the next stage is the growth stage. Slowly steadily people, like 10% people have purchased during the introduction, then now there are more people, like 30% population are buying the product during the growth stage. Why? Because of advertisement effect, because of, you can say, word of mouth, which is the reviews basically. The classic example of this PLC, you can talk about the movies. फ्राइडे को मूवी रिलीज होती है, हर कोई फ्राइडे प्रेफर नहीं करता मूवी देखने के लिए. क्यों? दे वेट. ओके, दे वेट फॉर द रिव्यूज. भाई रिव्यू आने दे, अगर रिव्यू अच्छा हुआ देन ओनली वील स्पेंड, अदरवाइज वी वोंट स्पेंड. So there, but there are few people who are really crazy about the movies and they say that नहीं Friday first day first show या first day पे ही जाके movie देखना है. So movies getting introduced in the market on the Friday. There are few people, few customers who use that product or consume that product on the same very day. Okay, then they, by the word of mouth, by the advertisement and all, the people, more people are getting attracted and the product slowly is accepted by more population. So the second stage is the growth stage. If you see the diagram, introduction में थोड़ा सा है, फिर growth में थोड़ा और ऊपर जाता है. Then these people are, when these people are satisfied, again now पहले 10% population था जो word of mouth से बोल रहा है, now it is 30% population who is doing indirect marketing or indirect, who act as an indirect salesman of the company, and the product reaches the maturity stage. Now maturity stage is the stage, okay, where the company earns the maximum number of profit. इससे ज़्यादा और कोई ज़्यादा बड़ा stage नहीं हो सकता. Like for example when you talk about Maggi अगर हम बोले तो क्या है, it has reached to that point, okay, where the company can generate maximum profit. उससे ज़्यादा अभी कोई level नहीं है कि भाई और मैगी आगे पहुँच सके. Okay, and when the company touches this maturity stage, company has to be very alert. In what terms? They have to come up with the innovation, they need to get some new product in line in pipes, or they have to modify the existing product so that they can be at that stage continuously for a longer period of time. Why? Because they can earn maximum profit. If they are unable to do that, then again definitely the product has a life. Okay, it goes on for the decline stage, that is the fourth stage. Now decline stage means what? Now the product is slowly steadily getting rejected by all the customers. Now the customer demand for that particular product is going down. When the product company, when the demand goes down, obviously the sales start dropping. Sales drop हुआ तो company का profit drop हो रहा है. Okay, so when the company sales and profit start dropping down, okay, company either plan to cut that product, okay, stop the production of the product, or else divert that product for some new again market or any new modified version of the product, or any decision that is taken by the company. But yes, once the product is declined mostly, and when it starts incurring losses, most of the companies think of shutting down the process or shutting down their production of that product. Clear with the product life cycle? Okay. Next topic which we go for is branding. Now as I said when I was explaining you purchase decision, what exactly is branding? Branding is nothing but a name, logo, symbol which is given to a particular product. Okay. Now branding का question combined question में आ सकता है, that what is branding? Then second is either what are the stated essential, या फिर what is branding stated components, or what is branding factors influencing branding. So basically any combination question can be asked, which we are out of which we are going to do the two questions right now. What is branding we have already done. The second question which comes is the essentials of branding, essential requirement of a good brand. Like for example, if tomorrow you plan to start with a company, you definitely want that your name has to be, or your name, your company symbol or logo has to be famous. Now how that logo becomes famous? It has to, now there are certain essentials. तुम्हारा लोगो में तुमको ऐसा कुछ बनाना है, तुम्हारा लोगो कि पब्लिक को याद रह जाए, पब्लिक उसकी फैन बन जाए, या पब्लिक उसको परचेज करने के लिए ऐसे रेडी रहे. Like for example Nike, everybody might not be purchasing, but when you see that tick mark, even a common man or a small boy can identify that ये Nike का logo है. Okay, so that impression has to be created in the mind of the customer. For that there are certain essential requirements which a manufacturer has to be very much careful on when it decides the brand. Okay, so first it has to be distinctive. Distinctive means it should not be common, or it should not match with any of the existing brand name or logo. Okay, second it has to be suggestive. What do you mean by suggestive? That it should give the kind of an image. Like I'll explain you with the example. Like when you talk about VIP bags, okay, it suggests what? That yes, VIP or top class people might be using this brand, or these brand is specifically for the top class people. So it suggests that if you consider yourself as a VIP, then you should definitely go for a VIP brand. The next is it appropriate. Now the brand logo and the product has to be appropriate. Brand कुछ और बता रहा है, brand से हमको identify होता है भाई ये कुछ कौन से प्रोडक्ट के लिए है, बट इफ द ब्रांड इज समथिंग डिफरेंट एंड द प्रोडक्ट इज डिफरेंट, देन it is basically not accepted by the customer. Next, it has to be easy to, it should be easy to remember. Big brand names or difficult logo usually customer is unable to remember, and if brand creates such a situation, then it is no use of doing branding of a particular product or company. Next is adaptable. It should be adopted by the customer. Registrable. every person, every company, whosoever decides on the brand, they get their brand registered in order to provide themselves from the protect themselves, not provide, basically protect themselves from duplication. Next is it should give an idea about product qualities and benefits. For example, if you see this lip guard, the name itself, the logo itself, the product ka name itself suggests you that it is something which will guard your lips. Okay, so it should definitely be showcase the qualities or the benefits of the product. Next is it should not give wrong meaning or portray bad image. Like for example, Nova. Okay, Nova यहाँ पे एक कार का नाम था. ओके, नोवा का एग्जाम्पल दिया हुआ है. नोवा एक बेसिकली इन स्पेनिश लैंग्वेज इफ यू सी, नोवा मीन्स चीप. ओके, एंड व्हेन नोवा, द नेम नोवा वाज गिवन बाय अ ब्रांड, ओके, फॉर इट्स कार, people actually started rejecting that car. They didn't accept it. Why? Because according to them Nova means cheap. और अगर गाड़ी का नाम दिया है मतलब क्या है, वो चीप कार है. सो पीपल स्टार्टेड रिजेक्टिंग दैट प्रोडक्ट. सो दी इट शुड नॉट गिव, द ब्रांड हैज टू बी सच दैट इट शुड नॉट बी गिविंग अ रॉन्ग मीनिंग और अ बैड इंप्रेशन इन द माइंड ऑफ द कस्टमर. सो दीज आर द एसेंशियल रिक्वायरमेंट्स व्हेन manufacturer decides on the brand or the logo. Next we see the components of the brand. Its brand name, the name which is given to a particular product. Then logo is nothing but a symbol, visual symbol. Then it has characters, like you know, if you see in Vodafone the Zuzu character was given. Then next is slogans, the taglines or the slogans. Next it is jingles are the written musical messages written in under the brand. Then it is packaging, labeling, brand design, brand color, etc. Okay, so basically packaging, labeling we have already discussed. Brand design is nothing but the proper designing of the or portraying of brand properly. Then warranties, of course, yes, how can I forget warranties? Warranties again decides on the brand, you know, it relies on the brand. Like if I want to create a good brand image, I have to showcase or I have to give more number of warranties or at least that much warranty where customer gets really satisfied. So these are the few of the importance of, or you know, not important, sorry, components of a brand. Okay, so now we move ahead with the next subtopic, that is brand equity. Now what do you mean by brand equity? Brand equity is a small concept, like what exactly it is? It is the value or the strength of a particular brand. Like for example, when we name Tata, okay, it really has a good strength in that brand. Okay, Tata कोई भी product लाके market में introduce करेगा, people will definitely go and at least watch it, even if they are not able to buy. Why? Because they trust, they rely on these brands. So that is nothing but brand equity. Brand equity simply signifies that एक ब्रांड जो मार्केट में लॉन्च हुई है या एक प्रोडक्ट जो मार्केट में लॉन्च हुई है इतनी सक्सेस लाई है, बट इफ सी देयर इज टू थिंग्स, व्हेन द प्रोडक्ट इज गेटिंग लॉन्च, वो हिट होता है, बाद में काफ़ी सारे कस्टमर्स स्टार्ट रिजेक्टिंग दैट प्रोडक्ट. रीजन मे बी पुअर आफ्टर सेल सर्विसेज. There are certain companies who are committed throughout towards their customer. Like once the product is getting introduced, it is used even after years. Also, you know, they provide after sale services as well. Now these companies, okay, definitely carry good brand image. Now what do you mean by this good brand image? It is nothing but the strength or the value towards a particular brand. अगर टाटा कुछ भी गलत करेगा ना तो भी पब्लिक एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर सकती. वो क्यों? कि they will not even believe. Why? Because they know that Tata can never do wrong. As against, if we talk about Reliance, okay, I'm not against Reliance, but yes, because of certain incidents which have taken place, like Reliance Fresh, people are really not satisfied with the Reliance brand as such. So although if they have a very good, you know, strong brand, but when it comes to the strength, customer really do not really rely on these brands. Okay, so that is nothing but the brand equity. Now factor determining brand equity. Now what actually are the factors that determine the strength of a brand? First is brand awareness. How many people, if I say 1 crore 25 lakhs population is staying in Mumbai, okay, now Mumbai में 1,25,000 sorry 1 करोड़ 25 लाख पॉपुलेशन है, उसमें से पर्टिकुलर एक ब्रांड भी दिखा दूँ, कितने लोगों को पता है? सो दैट सिग्निफाइज दैट नो व्हाट इज द स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ द brand. Okay, what is the equity of the brand? Second is brand image. Yes, whether the brand image is good, bad or negative, positive. Okay, now that signifies. Now when the, like for example, if I say personally from my experience, I will rate 0 or negative for Samsung brand. Okay, so Samsung की इमेज कैसी हो गई? Yes, स्टार्टिंग में जब Samsung की ब्रांड, Samsung की प्रोडक्ट खरीदे थे तभी it was really good. I was satisfied when I purchased it for the first time. But when I made a regular purchase, being a customer, showing a customer loyalty towards that brand, ultimately the after sales services start dropping. Ultimately what happened to the image? It went down. जो एक टाइम स्ट्रॉन्ग इमेज थी, पॉजिटिव इमेज थी, इट हैज़ कम डाउन, डिटोरिएटेड लाइक एनीथिंग फॉर मी एट लीस्ट. ओके, नेक्स्ट इज द perceived quality of a brand. Perceived quality means what? That is a perception. We expected as a customer, we expected something from the particular company or a brand, and what we received. If we expected over here, we get it over here, then we are happy. If we expected over here, we got something which is below our expectation, then we are not happy. But we expect something and we got above the expectation, okay, then we are delighted. As a customer, we are delighted. So basically, what is the perception of the customer towards a particular brand? Next is brand association. Associating the brand with particular celebrity. Like for example, when you see this, many celebrities are being used nowadays in all the advertisement of promoting basically products. Okay, like for example, when you try to see the Boost, you associate yourself with the Sachin Tendulkar. When you see which I think Dhoni is promoting certain mobile phone. Okay, so when you purchase, or when you even see at that mobile phone, yeah, Lava mobile phone, yeah, so Kapil Sharma. Okay, so basically what is happening, that is the association. When you see the product, you associate yourself with the celebrity who is endorsing that. Okay, next is the brand association is nothing but when a customer tries to associate himself with the brand or with the person who is endorsing that brand, basically a celebrity endorsement. Like for example, when we the examples which I gave you just now, it's Dhoni, then Sachin Tendulkar, then Virat Kohli. Especially nowadays, if you see, most of the energy or health products have been promoted by the cricketers. Then we talk about even Salman Khan, when we talk about the famous actresses like Deepika Padukone and all that. Okay, so these celebrities, whenever a person purchases any brand, or even think of purchasing a certain brand, they try to associate themselves with that particular person who is endorsing that brand. Next comes brand loyalty. Brand equity is not possible unless and until customer is loyal towards a brand, because brand equity itself speaks about the strength of a brand or the value of the brand, and when the value is created when there is a continuous purchase by the customer of the same particular brand. So that is nothing but a brand loyalty. And the last comes this channel relationship. Now brand equity can also be influenced, or can be extended because with the help of the channel intermediaries. Now it depends on the manufacturer how and what kind of relation he tries to build with these channel intermediaries. The more the strongest the relation, the brand equity will be higher. Why? Because they help the company to expand their brand, to get their brand recognized. Okay, so it is nothing but channel relationship, how a manufacturer will try to build the relationship with these channel intermediaries. By that, our brand equity topic is over. Next topic we go in the unit 3 is pricing decision. First P हमने कर दिया product का. Now the second P goes for the pricing. What is pricing? Pricing is nothing but an exchange value of a particular product in monetary terms. अगर meaning पूछा गया तो simple language में 2 line में ये आ जाता है. Okay, what is pricing? Pricing is the exchange value of a particular product in monetary terms. Okay, now ये इतना simple question तो तुम्हारे TY के level पे आएगा नहीं. तो obviously there will be certain associated question with this pricing. It can either be significance of pricing, it can either be factors affecting pricing decision, pricing objective, pricing methods, and the last is pricing strategy. So overall this pricing has in totality 6 questions, okay, including what is pricing, significance, pricing methods, factors affecting pricing, and strategies. Pricing strategies and pricing objectives. So in totality 6 questions hai. We'll try to cover up at least 5 questions because that seems to be more particularly that seems to be focused more. Okay, so first what is pricing is already done, the meaning is already done. Second we talk about the significance. Now pricing is important. See, significance can the word, if the professor want to change the word, they can also use the word like importance. So do not get confused कि pricing की importance तो दिए ही नहीं है. नहीं, pricing का significance and importance means the same. Okay, so significance of pricing or importance of pricing important किसके लिए है? 3 लोगों के लिए important है. सबसे पहले तो जो प्रोडक्ट बनाता है उसके लिए important है. Why? Because it can the pricing helps to maximize profit. The manufacturer के लिए क्यों important है? Because it helps him to determine his profit. It helps him to determine the exchange value. It helps him to determine market demand. ओके दैट भाई डिमांड कैसी है, डिमांड अगर ज़्यादा है तो प्रोडक्ट के प्राइस भी ज़्यादा रख सकता हूँ, डिमांड कम है तो तभी के लिए प्राइस स्लैश डाउन करूँ, सो दैट एटलीस्ट द प्रोडक्ट मूवमेंट इज कैरिड आउट. अर्निंग प्रॉफिट, येस नाउ डेज इफ यू सी none of the product is sold at the cost of the production, it is definitely cost of production plus certain profit, then the MRP is decided. Okay, third is determine the market share. If the market share is more, like for example what do you mean by market share, the existence of a particular product or the company. Okay, कितनी जगह पे उसका existence है, जितना market share ज़्यादा होगा उतना क्या होता है pricing पे affect करता है. Now more the market share, the pricing will be at times it is lower. Okay, if the less the market share, then definitely the cost has to be recovered from one place itself, so then the cost, because the price goes higher. Next it comes this convey product brand. Yes, pricing definitely helps to convey the customer the product brand. Like for example, when you talk about BMW, Mercedes or Porsche, you cannot expect them to sell the car of worth rupees 5 lakh rupees or 7 lakh rupees the way the Maruti and Hyundai and Honda does. Definitely. Why? Because the BMW, Porsche brand, these are the brands which are that conveys that no, that is a luxury car segment. Luxury car cannot come in 5 to 7 lakh series. Next is pricing helps for the how it helps the manufacturer. The lastly it helps to recover the cost. Now as I said, every product when it is getting manufactured, it involves various costs. Costs like their costs are divided further into fixed cost and variable cost. Fixed costs are like rent and everything. Variable are raw materials and all. Okay, so these costs are incurred by manufacturer in order to produce a product. So it helps the manufacturer to recover. Price नहीं होगा तो recover कैसे करेगा cost? Obviously क्योंकि वो जो भी raw material buy कर रहा है उसके लिए उसको पैसे देने पड़ रहे हैं. तो he has to recover the cost from what? By selling that product. So when he sells the product, he is able to recover his cost. Now these are the importance of pricing when it comes to manufacturer. Second, we see the importance or significance of pricing when it comes to customer. Customer के लिए क्यों helpful है? Because customer को choice के लिए important है. First point is selecting the right product. Now if I, for example, if I can afford only 10 rupee product, then I will look for the 10 rupee product only, the product which is right for me in that 10 rupee segment. Second is assurance of product quality. Now the person who is ready to pay good amount for quality will definitely go for higher brands. Like for example, when you talk about cars, okay, none of the car compromise on the health or secure protection purpose, but yeah, there is a difference in luxury segment. Like for example, if you pay like obviously when you pay 1 crore for Jaguar, you expect more features and quality car. When you pay at least 5 to 7 lakh for like what you can say, the new car of Maruti and all, there are safety precautions which are there, but yeah, you cannot expect that luxury touch in these cars. So it pricing actually helps the customer to analyze the quality. The third thing is satisfy customer want. भाई मेरी want अगर 10 रुपए की तो वो मेरी satisfy करेगा, मेरी want अगर 100 रुपए की तो वो satisfy होगा, मेरी want अगर 1 करोड़ की तो it will satisfy that also. Okay, pricing basically helps me in satisfying my wants. Next is status symbol. Yes, premium products, obviously high price, it satisfies the status, it shows the status symbol. Like for example, people going for the clubs or people going in a different school. Like when best example if I say right now is the IG board and the CBSE ICSE board. If you compare, IG boards are really the schools with high salaries, sorry, not salary, fees. Okay, now but that is for premium class or premium group only. Why? Because it is their status symbol that my child is going in IG board. ओके, सो वो एक स्टेटस सिंबल बन गया उनके लिए भाई कि नहीं मेरा बेटा जाएगा तो वही बड़ी स्कूल में या बिग नेम वाली स्कूल में जाएगा, भले फिर हर साल का मुझे 5-5 लाख रुपए से फीस क्यों ना देनी पड़े. सो अगेन दैट हेल्प्स, प्राइसिंग हेल्प्स टू डिटरमाइन द स्टेटस सिंबल. द लास्ट इज द एस्पिरेशन लेवल इंक्रीज. मल्टीपल प्रोडक्ट्स आर इंट्रोड्यूस इन द मार्केट एट डिफरेंट प्राइस. These create aspiration in the minds of the customer to consume better products. Yes, for example, if you see, पहले हमारे इंडिया में सेविंग का कॉन्सेप्ट बहुत था. अभी कैसा हो गया, सेविंग का कॉन्सेप्ट आज भी है बट इट हैज़ रिड्यूस टू सर्टन लेवल. वाई? बिकॉज नाउ पीपल वांट्स टू सैटिस्फाई देयर नीड्स एंड वांट देन rather than saving money for the future. Okay, so and how is that happened? Because their aspiration level are going up. Now how the aspiration levels have gone up? Because of the intense competition, competitors are introducing new product, thereby the desire to buy that product is increased from the customer end. Okay, and that too at the affordable price. Like for example, you can see online business start हुआ तो hardly people were really interested in looking at the product, but now you see almost as good as 30% population is buying goods from this online, like Snapdeal, then Naptolivan, then Flipkart, Amazon. Why? Because they have attractive offers, and these are, offers, okay, create an aspiration of buying that product in the mind of the customer. Okay, so definitely it is these are the importance when it comes to the significance of consumer. Next and the last significance we see is from the economic point of view. Okay, now how economic, how this pricing is important, really important or significant to the economy. Their point, there are basically only 3 points. Affects production cost. Like जब भी प्रोडक्शन हम स्टार्ट करते हैं तो वी हायर एम्प्लॉयज़, then we purchase raw materials. So definitely there are companies who are dependent on us as a manufacturer. If I am starting with the manufacturing of something, I hire people. When I hire people, I pay them wages, so their employment and their work and their standard of living improves. Then definitely I buy raw materials from the suppliers, so even their work improves, their standard of living improves. Now I convert these raw material into finished goods, and these finished goods I am going to provide it to the customer. So even their demands and needs are satisfied. They pay me money accordingly. My even standard of living improves. So ultimately the money and the circulation of product is happening in the same economy. Okay. Second point is stimulates economy. What is stimulates? Yes, it stimulate economy means what? High wages attract workers, high interest rate attracts capital, and high profit motivates business entrepreneur. Like for example, पहले एक online start हुआ था, online इतना hit होने लगा धीरे धीरे. Now many competitors are started offering online businesses. Why? Because middleman is removed. Once the middleman is removed, what happens is the commission which the manufacturer used to pay to the middleman, now that commission he is no more paying to the middleman, but he is offering direct discounts to the consumers. So now consumer is getting attracted for these kind of things. So definitely when the business become attractive, like more profits are generated, more businessmen will involve into that business. When the higher wages are paid, more people will be attracted for the employment. And when the interest rate are really attractive, okay, people will take loans and they will even do the business. So these is what it helps in the economy. The economic cycle goes on revolving. And the last is determine demand and supply. Yes. This is absolutely correct. Like for example, I'm not in this segment, it is not about the what you can say necessity product. Necessity products are definitely demanded all the time, but when you talk about the other products also, luxury, there is a demand and supply. Like for example, when you talk about flats or property, okay, now because there was an extreme demand, you can see, and the supply was less, what happened to the price factor? Price factor increased. Now in such a situation, even in high price, people are purchasing flat. So again the money is going in the economy, again the government, and they are also earning through the registration money and everything. So definitely it what helps, it is determining the demand and supply. Even yeah, so basically in other words, if you see, price is important in determining the demand and supply of goods, not only goods but also of services. Nowadays people are ready for going for the paid services also. Okay, so even this helps economy to get boost up. Finally, these are the significance of pricing. एक question हो गया, what is pricing? Okay, second happened of significance, stroke importance. I have specified it almost 3 to 4 times. Importance अगर पूछा गया है तो भी significance लिखना है, significance पूछा गया है तो भी significance लिखना है. Okay. Moving ahead with the next question of pricing decision, it's factors affecting pricing decision. Now what are the factors that influences or affect the price of a particular product? Okay, now these factors are divided into 2 parts, that is internal factors and external factors. Internal factors are the factors that are affected because of the or you can say not because but within the organization, like for example cost, etc. Okay, and external is outside the organization's factors that affect the prices. So I am going to give you a brief about all the sub points of internal and external factors. Internal factors में सबसे पहला point आएगा cost. Yes, if the cost of production goes high, then definitely the price will go high. If I am able to control the cost, okay, then the price can be reduced. Second point comes as the profit expected. If I expect a good amount of profit, then definitely the price will be high. If I expect that no, at least when it is just my introduction stage और introduction stage में मुझे थोड़ा कम पैसा लेना है या कम profit कमाना है, then the price I can gradually decrease. The third internal factor is objective of the company. Now what exactly is the objective of the company? Like if the objective is just the sales volume, I want to increase the volume of the product, so at that time the price determined can be low. Why? Because I want to generate high volumes. But if I say that it's okay, if I am able to sell only 1 unit of the product, like for example when you talk about Rolls Royce, okay, everybody wish to have a Rolls Royce, but everybody cannot afford to buy this Rolls Royce. And Rolls Royce, why? Because the maintenance, forget about the maintenance charge, but the one time purchase money is also so high. So company focuses on what? That उनका ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है भाई, एक कार बिकेगी चलेगा, बट वो क्लास पर्सन के पास जानी चाहिए भाई. क्यों? वाई? बिकॉज इट सिग्निफाइज दैट स्टेटस सिंबल. वैसा है. एंड व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट द चाइना प्रोडक्ट्स, दीज कंपनीज बिलीव इन व्हाट? इन वॉल्यूम जनरेशन. ओके, सो डिपेंडिंग ऑन द ऑब्जेक्टिव द प्राइस इज ईदर हाई और इधर फिक्स्ड, लो फिक्स्ड. ओके, नेक्स्ट इज द product. Like for example, if you see about FMCG product, it depends on product also that what price I need to charge. For example, if you see vegetables, okay, whose shelf life is really small, okay, so in that situation what happens to the price has to be really low at times. Why? In order to get rid of that vegetable easily. When I talk about this FMCG product again have a limited span of life, or they have a fixed expiry date. After that it again has to be thrown away. So in such a situation the product price are usually kept as lower. But if certain product whose shelf life is really long, like for example when you talk about electronic items and all, okay, so in such a situation the prices can be kept as higher. Next is the brand image. Yes, if higher the brand image, product price will be high. Lower the brand image, or when the company is just creating a brand, then the prices can be kept low. Okay, next is promotion cost. If the company promote the good heavily, then ultimately the cost is recovered from the customer itself. Okay, in such a situation the prices charged are really high. And when the company go for a lower promotion, okay, if the promotion cost is lower, then company can afford to sell the goods at a lower price. Next is again, yes, product life cycle. If the product life cycle, like as I just now we discussed about 4 stages of product life cycle, if the life is really short, then the prices are really low. If the shelf life of the product is long, then the prices can be kept as high. Okay, and next is, and the last is credit policy. Now we all are aware about credit policy. Now whenever the goods are sold, ultimately from a retailer, if the customer is buying, he is paying in cash immediately. Okay, but when the wholesaler or retailer are buying from the manufacturer, they do not make the payment immediately, they buy it on the credit period. Now longer the credit period, the product price will be higher. Shorter the credit period, then the product price will be lower. Okay, yeah, so these are the internal factor. Now let's go for the external factor. The first factor in the first factor in this category is demand. Higher the demand of the product, the price will be high. Lower the demand of the product, the price will be low. Okay, second is at times yes, definitely this will not work when it comes to essential product, like necessity item. अगर हमको खाना खाने के बिना नहीं चलेगा, तो खाना खाने का भी अगर प्राइस ज़्यादा है, then also we are going to buy it. Okay, we are going to pay for it. But usually if you remember economics में हमने क्या था, when the demand goes high, the price goes down. When the demand price go high, the demand goes down. Yes, this is absolutely possible, but it is the exceptions are there. Like for example, there are people when the prices go high, they feel that the quality of the goods are really high and people increase the demand. Again, when the prices are going high of necessity item, people definitely do not stop having that product, so the demand will also go up. Next is the extent of competition. Higher the competition, prices will definitely lower. Lower the competition, then they can charge maximum price. Third is consumer. Now pricing is a factor which influences consumer purchase decision. If the consumer is willing to pay higher price for the product, then definitely the price are kept higher. If the consumer consumer is the person, okay, who really judge the value for money. So if he feels that the particular product is high charge or high price, he will not purchase the product. So in such a situation, the manufacturer has to lower the price. But if the consumer is ready to pay a higher price, then the company can charge a higher price for it. Next comes the economic condition. Yes, economic condition does have the impact on the pricing. If the economy is booming, then the company can think of charging higher price of their product. But if there is a recession going on in the economy, then the company has to lower down their prices of the product. Next is channel of distribution. Now channel of distribution is what? It is nothing but the channel of intermediaries, okay, middlemen involved in the product passing processes, like from manufacturer to reaching to the consumer, the number of people involved. More the number of people involved, the product price will be kept higher. Why? Because the commission needs to be paid to the every level person, and ultimately it is going to the consumer. But if the channel is lower, okay, like for example only one middleman is involved and the product is directly reaching the consumer, then the product price can be kept lower, because the company has to pay commission only to the one person. Last is social consideration, like nowadays even the what you can say, customer is very much interested into the social work that the organization does. Like for example Procter and Gamble products, okay, P&G products. Now when they promote their product as what, whenever a customer buys a product, 1 rupee of that product is going towards a Shiksha. Now Shiksha is an NGO which helps to educate the female child. So that's why even consumers are taking more interest in buying these kind of products, so that indirectly they are helping for the society upliftment. So these are the factors affecting the pricing decision. Okay. The next question which we go for, or is related to pricing, is pricing objectives. Now objective is what? What do you mean by objective? Objectives are the goals, okay, goals which are set by this manufacturer in order to achieve that. Like for example, कल उठ के अगर तुम business करते हो या कोई job पे लगते हो, क्यों लगते हो? Obviously to earn, but earn what? There is certain different visions also which are being kept by every individual. किसी के लिए पैसा important है, किसी के लिए position important है, किसी के लिए अपनी image create करना important है. So there are different reasons why particular person join a job or you work for an organization. Now when you do a business, obviously there are different type of objectives which has been set by different type of businessmen. So we are going to see the pricing objective. Now obviously when I do a business, I am doing business to ultimately earn profit, but this is my ultimate aim. पर उसके पहले क्या, अभी उसके पहले मेरे पास कोई प्रोडक्ट होना चाहिए, वो प्रोडक्ट को मैं प्राइसिंग करूँगी ना. प्रोडक्ट प्राइसिंग कैसा होना चाहिए, सो दैट आई एम एबल टू अचीव माय ऑब्जेक्टिव. ओके, सो नाउ व्हाट आर दैट प्राइसिंग ऑब्जेक्टिव? द फर्स्ट ऑब्जेक्टिव कम्स इज द टू मैक्सिमाइज प्रॉफिट. येस, अल्टीमेट एम ऑफ डूइंग अ बिजनेस इज व्हाट? टू मैक्सिमाइज द प्रॉफिट. ओके, सो मुझे अगर प्रॉफिट ज़्यादा बढ़ाना है तो एट टाइम्स व्हाट आई कैन डू इज आई कैन इंक्रीज द प्राइस ऑफ माई प्रोडक्ट सो दैट आई कैन अर्न मैक्सिमम प्रॉफिट. ओके, और एल्स when I believe in generating volumes and earning maximum profit, then I can lower the price and sell my product at the mega volume, and then I can earn I can earn maximum profit. The second is to penetrate the market. Now already there is a competition going on in a particular market. Now when I want to enter that market, what will I do? Will I charge high price or low price? It is understood I will charge low price. Why? Because already existing में competition है, competitors है मेरे market में, तो मेरा objective क्या है भाई? वो market में मेरे को अपनी जगह बनानी. Now how is that possible? Obviously when I keep low price of my product, customer will directly get attracted towards me. Okay, and when they get attracted to me, they will come and buy my product. Thereby I will create my space in that particular market. The third objective is to increase the market share. Now what is market share? Market share is nothing but your own position in the particular market. Now for example I'll tell you, okay, like when you talk about SBI, State Bank of India, एक home branch होती है, that is the head office, and there are many branches. Okay, now why SBI is considered to be a number one bank, okay, government or public sector bank? Reason is what? Because it has maximum market share. Maximum market share मतलब maximum number of branches, maximum number of ATM, maximum number of customer, हर चीज़ में उसके पास maximum है. So that's why the market share is huge. Okay, whereas you compare it with a small bank, like for example you can talk about PNB, you can talk about Karnataka Bank or any bank. Okay, उनके सामने उसका comparison अगर करेंगे SBI के साथ, तो what will happen? Their market share is really low. Hardly few branches and hardly ATMs. Karnataka Bank, I have hardly seen in entire Bombay, I have hardly seen ATMs of Karnataka Bank. Okay, so what is happening over here? If my objective is to increase my market share, okay, as a manufacturer, if my objective is to increase the market share, I will charge lower price of my product. Okay, thereby I can increase my market share. Why? Because lower price will give me more customer acceptance. Customer will be accepted in my product, and thereby I can increase my market share. Okay, next is to counter competition. Now to obviously, as I said that अभी Pepsi, Thumbs Up and Coca-Cola classic example है. If you see India में Pepsi is renowned one. Okay, they promote Pepsi to a higher level. But when you see at the world level, Coke is at number 1 position. Okay, so अभी Coke कुछ भी करता है, Coke प्राइस घटाता है, बढ़ाता है. सिमिलर क्या करता है, उसको देख के Pepsi और Thumbs Up भी अपने प्राइस either they increase, either they decrease. Okay, so again one of the objective is what, to face the competition. Competition stiff है. In such a situation, whoever is the leader, okay, generally if he reduce the price, people will follow him and reduce the price. If he increase the price, other competitor will also increase their price. Next is to create the image. Yes, when I want to create, what kind of image I want to create. If I want to create a status wala image, a luxury image, or that top class image, then I will charge higher price for my product. But if I want that my image has to be okay, or I want to generate business in volumes and not in really big image or something, then my product price will be low. For example, China products. Next we talk about is to get liquidity. Now what do you mean by liquidity? It is like for example, if I want that my product should get sold faster, okay, then what I do, I offer various discount, gifts, etc. so that I am able to liquidate my product easily. For example, अगर आज मैंने एक product बेचा, जाके स्टोर में रख दिया, स्टोर वाला जब भी एफर्ट्स लेके बेचेगा, बिका तो बिका, नहीं तो तब तक के लिए क्या होगा, मेरा पैसा अटका हुआ है वहाँ पे. एज द मैन्युफैक्चरर आई हैव स्टक इन द आई हैव एक्चुअली ब्लॉक माई मनी इन दैट पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट. नाउ व्हेन आई नीड मनी फॉर अगेन रेगुलर फॉर प्रोडक्शन एंड ऑल, what I do, I need to have cash or liquid in my hand. In such a situation, what I do, I offer various discounts and gifts as a gift or promotional offer or more discounts and all that, so that it gets picked by the customer easily or faster. Okay, so in such a situation, what happens is I am able to liquidate my product easily. So that can be one of the objective. Next, it is return on investment. Yes, if I want higher returns on investment, the pricing will be really high. If I want returns of investment, or if I want return to be at a later stage or slow returns, then my pricing can be kept low. The last is to undertake social responsibility. Now, for example, like every company responsibility is to take care of their society. Okay, so in such a situation, what they do, they charge a slight higher price about their for the product, so that they whatever profit they generate, okay, they can use it for the welfare of the or the upliftment of the community or the society. So in such a situation, if the company is focusing on that kind of activity or so CSR activities, or they want to run as an NGO or something, then they will charge higher price for the product, so that whatever profit they can generate, okay, they can utilize the same for the upliftment of the society. By this, our pricing objective is complete. Okay, now we go to the last question of module 3, that is pricing strategy. Okay, now businessman uses different pricing strategy in order to enter in the market, in order to survive in a particular market. The first strategy is skimming strategy. Now what do you mean by skimming strategy? When the company is introducing its product for the first time in the market, okay, they charge really high price, so that why? Because none of the competitor has that product at that time. They are at a monopoly situation. Okay, so they want to earn maximum profit at that time, so they use the skimming strategy. Now skimming is what? Charging high price during the first initial stage of introduction of the product. For example, iPhone. Okay, whenever the iPhone is getting introduced, it is really charged high. Like abhi iPhone 7, I believe it is approximately 72,000. Okay, slowly gradually what will happen, the competitor will obviously duplicate the features and everything, they will introduce their product, and then the prices really get slashed down of iPhone also. That is skimming strategy. The second strategy is the penetration strategy. What is penetration? It is exactly opposite of skimming. Already there is a stiff competition in the market at that time, and if I don't have a new or an innovative product, what I do, and I want to enter into a market, what I will do, I will charge really low price than what the other competitors are offering in that market. Okay, thereby I will try to make my place, okay, in the particular market. That is penetration. The best example is the China product. They enter into almost every segment in India by introducing a cheap quality or the lower priced product. The third strategy is one price strategy. What is one price strategy? It is like a seller charges the same price to all the customer who buy the identical products, quantities of a product or identical quantities of the product. For example, अपना बाज़ार तुम कहीं पे भी जाओ, कोई भी स्टोर अपना बाज़ार में जाओ और जो भी क्वांटिटी खरीदोगे, it will be applicable, the same price will be used at all the level of at all the apna bazaar. Okay, that is one price strategy. The fourth strategy is flexible pricing strategy. Like for example, you'd see this vegetable sellers, okay, these vegetable sellers usually use this price strategy, flexible. जब morning में जाओ, they are not ready to bargain. By evening, they will give away the product at a really cheap throwaway prices. Okay, like why? Because they know that the customer is the Indian customer, especially are bargainers. Okay, or bargain hunters, we'll say rather. Okay, so in such a situation, they are very much flexible and they modify the price according to the need of the customer. The next price is single price strategy. Now single price strategy is best example, the best example of single price strategy is the Indian hawkers. Like for example, तुम कोई भी रस्ते वाले पे के पास चले जाओ, सेव पूरी 25 रुपया, भेल 25 रुपया, then दही पूरी 25 रुपया, पानी पूरी 25 रुपया. What is this? This is the best example of single price. Okay. Now उसके पास they have multiple products, but they charge same price for all the products. Okay. Next is the odd price. Odd price is what? 99. 199, 299. They do not believe in rounding up the amount. Okay, they believe in giving the keeping the price of a product in the odd numbers. Okay, thereby attracting or catching the eye of the customer. The next pricing is the resale price maintenance. Now what is that resale? By the word itself we understand that the product has been purchased for reselling the same product to the ultimate consumer. It is basically the middleman who is buying the product from the manufacturer and again he is reselling. Like for example, again when you talk about this wheat, rice and all that, what is happening? The middleman purchase in bulk from the farmers. Okay, then he adds on to and he pays the farmer, he adds on to his profit margin, his cost etc for procurement of all these products, and then again he also does the packaging if he desires so, and he sells the product to the ultimate consumer by adding his own profit. Like for example what the Kohinoor does. Okay, Kohinoor बासमती चावल नाम सुना होगा. ये लोग क्या करते हैं, पंजाब वगैरह में जाके बासमती लॉट में उठाते हैं फार्मर के पास से, अपने वेयर हाउस पे उसका पॉलिशिंग करते हैं, पैकेजिंग करते हैं अकॉर्डिंग टू द डिमांड. ओके, एंड देन दे एड ऑन देयर प्रॉफिट्स एंड देन दे सेल इट टू द customer. So this is nothing but the resale price maintenance. And the last price strategy is follow the leader pricing. Now every sector or every segment has one leader and there are others are known as followers. So what does the follower do? Follower just follow the leader's pricing. लीडर ने प्राइस 10 रुपीज़ रखा तो फॉलोअर भी 10 रुपीज़ रखेंगे. लीडर ने प्राइस 10 से 15 कर दिया, फॉलोअर विल ऑल्सो इंक्रीज द प्राइस. सो दिस इज अ लास्ट स्ट्रैटेजी ऑफ प्राइसिंग विच इज फॉलो द लीडर. बाय दिस आवर थर्ड यूनिट इज ओवर. ओके, please be very careful when it comes to third unit because third unit covers your 2 P's, that is product and pricing. Now we'll move forward for the fourth unit that will cover your place and promotion.